Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Bottle Rocket, and this movie is directed by Wes Anderson, starring Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson, and it was his first feature film, and it definitely shows. While watching the movie, you can definitely tell that it's not quite as visually striking as many of his later films are, and I just kept thinking while watching this movie, if I didn't know that this movie was directed by Wes Anderson, or it didn't say his name in the credits that it was him, I wouldn't know that it was a Wes Anderson movie, just visually speaking. But despite that, it is well shot. It's just not comparable to his later films. It just feels like any other visual style you could just pluck from the 90s, and this is what you have. And that's how I felt about it, but I do like the tone of the movie. It's very quirky and entertaining. I like the characters in this movie. Owen Wilson was great in it, and Luke Wilson was also really good in it too. And the main characters had chemistry, and I really enjoyed watching them on screen. There were a lot of characters in this movie, and there was a point where I did feel as though there were a few too many characters, but for the most part, I was with it, especially in the first two-thirds of the movie. I was really with it. And then third act, too much was kind of going on for my taste, and then it just kind of fell apart a little bit, but that's not to say that it ruined the movie. For the most part, I didn't really feel as though any time was wasted. This movie is very fast-paced, and especially in the first two-thirds of the movie, it just flies by for me, and there's some really fun scenes in the movie that really worked. And as far as issues that I have with this movie, it didn't always hit me on an emotional level. I just kept thinking to myself, yeah, that was good. That was fine. It's passable. There's nothing wrong with that, particularly. And that's how I felt about most of the movie, is that was good, but it didn't emotionally affect me as much as his other movies. And I know I keep comparing this movie to his other films, but it's kind of impossible not to. Just knowing where he goes, it's just, in my head, it's like, man, just imagining this exact story, but having this take place later in his career would probably be a lot better. But I'm still glad that this exists. And despite me talking about the visual style of this movie, there is some charm to it. I like the attempt, and there were points where it did try and feel like it was going for a symmetrical look at points. You can definitely tell that people were trying, and that's what I like about it. And a couple other issues that I had with the movie is that some of the editing was a bit choppy. There was some noticeable ADR in the movie at points towards the third act, and all in all, for me personally, it's just kind of a worse version of Wes Anderson's later films. I know I keep saying that, but it's true, I feel, and I do think it's valid to say that. But I also do think it goes to show how much he's grown as a filmmaker. He started off here, and then he just grew and made really great movies, and I didn't regret watching it. And if this was released later in Wes Anderson's career, like this exact film, nothing was changed about it, then I would rate it a lot lower. So I am still giving it credit for what it was able to achieve with everything that it had going for it. And I do think this is a good movie, and I can see myself rewatching this movie. I didn't regret watching it, and I had fun while watching it. And any imperfections, yeah, they're mistakes, obviously, and could be improved, but I do see it kind of charming to, hey, it's your first feature film, so I do have a bit of a soft spot for first feature films. I give them, a little bit of credit. It's hey, you're learning a bit about how these things work, so that's how I feel about it, and I enjoyed it overall. Good cast, and it's just a solid, good movie. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. I watched it on Amazon Prime, so it should be easy for you to get access to. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Bottle Rocket a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Bottle Rocket, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for the Royal Tenenbaum. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.